Let's see what this is all about. We wake up, you know. Well, good morning, everybody. Still, as you can see, pretty nuzzled up in this bag. This is a nice and cozy bag. I woke up a couple times just because I don't know what it is, but I'll be totally warm, but just that little bit of air that blows in through like this head opening will just irritate me. So, but I slept good overall. I slept great. Nice and toasty warm. Okay, so let me walk you through the sleeping part, because listen, the sleeping portion is the most important of the thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, truly, I'm not just being sarcastic. It seriously is. So got the browse mattress, which was fine. I didn't lose any heat through the ground, and it's decently comfortable. Better than a foam pad. But what I did last night is I just let the whole tarp down, and then I was nice and closed in there. I didn't even bother staking it out. Actually, when I went to sleep initially, I left it, you know how we had it up last night in the kind of awning fashion, and there was just, you know, with that, like I said, it was kind of bothered me with that air blowing in that head hole. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure out what I need to do about that. But anyways, so in the middle of the night, I just brought that pole down and just let the thing down on the ground. I didn't even bother tarping it, but that kind of helped keep some heat in and keep any slight breeze there was out. Also, so I got this pillow I was kind of testing out. I made this pillow, and it ended up being perfect. I put the pillow inside the bag. Okay, you want to put the pillow inside the bag, and I gotta say, it stayed right there. See how big it is? Okay. And it just stayed right there the whole time. And when I would turn or whatever, it did perfectly fine. So that worked out perfect. But I think we are going to get a fire going. Pro tip, guys. I got all my kindling. I got that overnight. That's all picked out. So when I get up in the morning, all I've got to do is throw down my cotton ball and get a fire going. There she goes. Here you go. See, if you don't skimp on your kindling, you'll never have a problem getting your fire going. All right, that's probably the number one issue I see when people try and get a fire started, is they try and set this thing on fire with a freaking with the Vaseline cotton ball, and then, you know, they're stuck. So here's kind of a neat thing. I'll show you some things I made for camp. So I've got this awning kind of set up here, right? Now, instead of folding that over, if I want to, I can roll it up. And then I made a bushcraft clothespin. So you split a piece of wood partially, tie yourself just like a cinching knot. I use a jam knot there so it doesn't split the rest of the way. See what I'm saying? See what's going on there? Oops. And then you got yourself a giant clothespin. Put it through there. And there you go. Also, this bag, I couldn't remember it's a M1949 bag. It's an old World War II thing. All right, so let's get this bacon going here. We got the little Primus backpacking stove, nothing crazy, just a regular old stove with some isobutane. I got a package of bacon. I like to cut it in half. It makes it easier to work with in the pan, I think. Fry up bacon, fry up potatoes in the bacon. If I'm still hungry, I got a couple packets of oatmeal. tell you one thing. I haven't used this thing to cook anything. I do most of my cooking over the fire. It is a different. It does kind of cook differently on this propane stove, on this little backpacking stove, where this concentrated flame gives you a lot of heat right in the middle of this pan, and you got to kind of keep your food moving. And that's why you definitely want a skillet pan like this with a nice long handle, so you can hold it while you move your food around. But well, the good thing is you can't really make bacon taste bad, so I'm not that worried about it. Yeah, guys, so I've about finished cooking up this bacon. I don't want to make it sound like I totally don't like this thing. I'd be perfectly fine cooking on this thing all the time. It's just kind of weird at first, I guess, to get used to frying up something like bacon. So with these potatoes, you want to just basically have them on here till they're soft. So you can take like a, use a knife or whatever, and your knife goes in with relative ease. Also, you guys might have heard me mention this earlier, but I said a leather glove is an important cooking tool. Here's why. Because with this pan not having a handle, it makes it hard. Like if I have a potato that's stuck, I'm going to be pushing it off, and then I'm going to dump my food on the ground. I can hold it with the leather glove, right? I can take stuff in and out of the fire with a leather glove. Plus, just having a pair of leather gloves is good to have. And if you throw a grommet through there, you can throw them on a carabiner and clip them onto your pack, and they don't take up any room. Okay, let me walk you guys through packing up a little bit here. So we've got our browse bed emptied out. Nice big old pile of leaves right there. We have, remember we had our 5x5 tarp on the ground, and that goes in the lid of the pack. Perfect spot for it. I also keep a paunch up there. So everything else, I'm just kind of keeping this fire going for warmth. I'm gonna have one more cup of coffee before I leave. So I'm gonna put everything else back into the pack, pack everything else up. And like I said, I like to keep my shelter on top of my pack in case I need to get to it quick. So therefore the shelter is the last thing to go, which means, while we're packing up, we still have a shelter there blocking the wind if it's windy, or the rain if it's rainy. So that, say it is raining a lot, and I've done this before, where you have to wait for the rain to break, so you just pop your shelter down real quick, roll it up, throw it in the pack, and take off. You make that so that's the last thing you have to do. So that's where we're at now. Pretty much all this stuff can go away. I'll take out one little coffee packet, and everything else will go back in the pack. Also, I didn't show you guys this. So to make yourself a little bench, that's going to be solid and not a lot of work. Get a log, take your hatchet and just down the side, the two of them. Get another log, same deal, flat on both sides. And if you want to really have a comfortable chair, get two logs, put it across there, flat on both sides. Keep it from rolling. You'll have yourself a nice sturdy little bench. That makes a big difference when you have a seat at camp. All right, so we're enjoying our last cup of coffee before we leave camp. I'm going to show you guys also, how to leave a fire and how to leave your camp to look natural again. So, but first, I'm going to show you. So we're basically just going to hike out. So we're up here on this ridge. Let me get out my pointer knife. So yeah, we are up here on this ridge. We're probably about right here. Okay, so we're going to come back down to the trail, and I just want to see what this shelter is. So we're just going to cut over to the east to check out this shelter. I just want to see what it is, and then we'll just be taking the road back all the way through here. Boom, 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 boom. That's where we're parked. So yeah, we'll get our camp cleaned up here. Make it look like nothing ever happened. You know what I mean? Also, here's what I was talking about with those. You can put those gloves through a carabiner. I usually have my gloves in my mug. just outside of the pack. Okay guys, so now we're leaving camp, okay? So now this is arguably, you know, the most important part of all this is you can't just leave this like this. That's bad juju. So now if I was thinking, and I do this a lot, but I forget to a lot as well, dig yourself out a little fire pit so then you have a bunch of dirt to put back over. But we forgot to do that in this case. So you just get a stick. The stick does just as well as any shovel. And just like a dog, you just start digging dirt. Okay? Doesn't have to be a fancy stick. You can use a stick like this. Okay? Just cover that fire in dirt. Get it covered down really good. Okay? Damn thorn. But you want to make sure and get this covered down really good. Okay? We're doing a lot, we got a lot more to go, but just keep digging yourself some dirt. Try not to get the leaves in there because they'll just smolder. Get that fire covered up. Okay. And there we go. You notice there's no smoke coming out. Okay. If you feel it, it's cold. All right. So that's put out. Now the rest of this, like these sticks, anything that looks natural, just anything that you had, use these for a tripod. Just kind of throw them off in the distance, you know. Just want to make it look kind of like it was when you got here, right? And I'll take a bunch of leaves, put it over this area, and I'll leave the camera right here, and I will do this, and then I'll turn it back on. You'll see what it looks like. There we go. Let's stand back and look at everything here. Okay. So now if you know anything, you can tell something's been here. The leaves being matted down and stuff, but I like to take a stick like this and fluff them up a little bit. You know, it's not like we're running from the law, but we, you know, if someone's hiking through here, you want them to experience everything naturally like I did, and it's nice, you know what I'm saying? Just so do what you can. I'll leave no trace. But now I'm gonna throw it all on our back and hit the trail. And we're off. Okay, so let's go see what this little shelter thing's all about. And hit the road and head home. Looks like we're gonna beat this snow, so good deal. Let me just kind of show you guys what we're walking through here. This is some of the perks of winter camping. So you can reach these spots that are otherwise pretty unreachable through the summer. If this was all green, it would be almost impossible to navigate through here, especially because there's so much thorns. All that green you see is all thorns. So yeah, there's a game trail you can kind of see through here, but not really a well-beaten, footpath. So, but here we are back at the road. Okay, we're coming up on the shelter here. Trail keeps going that way. You can see it's marked. And in here, let's see what this is all about. Okay, cool. A little shelter in here. Very cool. I guess if you're on the trail, you could come in here and get yourself out of some severe weather. So it looks like someone's out here doing some work. Very cool. It's a pretty cool little deal there. Okay, so there you go, or cut shelter. Oh, we're gonna be headed back now. So all we do is follow this road till we get back to the car. 550 cord sternum strap. Makes a big difference, the sternum strap. I'm telling you what. Look at this tree, guys. So this is one of these beech trees. There's lots of these around. So it's falling down here, you see? And look. You wouldn't even notice it if you know, were walking by. It's just a limb off of a fallen tree. Pretty wild. Well, also, while we're hiking out here, so one thing, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I was trying out with my knife around my neck, kind of a neck knife setup. And, you know, I'll tell you what, when you're working in camp and you're getting your knife in and out, it is very handy to have your knife hanging around your neck. But then I'd notice if I'd go just walk off to get some firewood, and bend down and pick up firewood, then it gets all tangled up what you're picking up, or gets tangled in your saw while you're cutting and you're leaning over cutting wood. It kind of gets tangled. So but I do like it. I think I just need to tweak and figure out, you know, maybe I need to add some sort of what's it called, maybe I need to add some sort of slide adjustment so I can make it a little tighter up on my neck, but then be able to loosen it so I can slip it over my head to get it off. Anyways, I'm just gonna keep hiking out here, guys. I'll be at the car, and I'm gonna time it out. Actually, I need to get another sense about how many miles I'm covering out in the woods through some hills. So I got a time check, and then I'll reference that to the map with that or cut shelter as a solid starting point. So I'll just kind of walk this through at a regular pace without stopping. Then I'll be able to know about how much ground I'm covering a certain distance on a certain time. And that comes in handy when you're hiking in the future to kind of be able to judge how much ground you're covering over time. Starting to snow, everybody. So look, we're going up a pretty steady hill here. It just was a really steep hill, and it steadies up to quite an incline for a while. Now look, guys, you can't stop on hills, okay? You've got to push yourself and get to the top of the hill. And then when you get to the top, if you need a break, take a break. But honestly, it's better, in my opinion, that if you need a break, just kind of slow up your pace. Because if you stop after you really do a labor intensive portion of the trail, you're gonna be you might start getting cramps. So keep moving, but maybe you can slow it down if you want. Also, when you get to the top of a hill, you know, take some water, recharge yourself, but do not stop on the hill, okay? Do not stop on the hill. And here we are, back to the car, the little gas saver. I gotta be honest, guys, the truck doesn't see much use anymore, being that it gets about 11 miles a the gallon, and this gets about 30, so. All right, well, we made it back, everybody. Now look at this, guys. This is what you call something's on my side. So I'm lifting my pack out of the car, right? And the strap ripped out of the grommet. So it made it all the way through it. And when I get home and lift it out of the car, my strap comes loose on me. So I'd made these straps. I didn't feel the best about them anyways, but so I'll have to go back to the drawing board on these straps. But hey, no complaints there. Anyways, yeah. Anyways, so we're back. I'm going to put this video together now, even though you have watched this video already. You know, leave your comments, guys. Hopefully, you know, I'm just kind of sharing my experience as I go along through here and telling you things that I've learned along the way and things that I pick up along the way, and hopefully it helps you out. And at the end of the day, you know, get out there in the woods and, you know, have some fun. So, you know, get out and experience nature, spend a night out in the woods, and it's good for you. Alrighty? So, thanks for sticking with me here, everybody, and we'll see you soon. Okay, thank you, everyone, for watching. I decided to break this down into a 3-part video. This is the end of part 3. So, go check out part 1 and part 2, where we go over, you know, planning our route, building camp, cooking, all that stuff. If you've already been through that, then you know what I'm talking about. If not, go check it out and get the whole experience of this overnighter and wonderful Morgan Monroe State Forest. And again, thank you guys so much for watching.